Dr. Sam Weitzman had been trying to get in all along, and I wouldn't let him in. And I told him that I would see the doctor, but he'd have to bring him in at the side door. I didn't want any propaganda. I said, all right, you two Jews have put it over on me, and I'm glad you have.
The speech that Ambassador Austin made at the UN came as a great surprise to President Truman.
He was against the Jewish program almost entirely. And I called him up at the United Nations and told him exactly what I wanted and explained the whole situation to him. After he knew what all the facts were, that was the right thing to do. He said, well, Mr. President, if you want it, I'll do everything I can to put it over.
The United States thought that all the Jews in Israel are going to get butchered at some point, and they really didn't think it's worth the time to even invest in the area. So Israel was under an arms embargo.
In March 1948, prominent military strategists, including Field Marshal Montgomery, Secretary of State George Marshall, and Secretary of Defense Forrestal, were saying that the Jews would not be able to survive the imminent assault by the Arab regular armies.
But then, when 1967 happened, the United States was in a sort of a conundrum. They realized they cannot continue ignoring the existence of Israel.
Israel offered to return the Sinai Peninsula to Egypt and the Golan Heights to Syria on June 19, 1967. In exchange, Israel wanted peace agreements. The immediate answer was no.
So even if the administration cared more about oil than humans and really used Israel as a destruction tool, it was still extremely important to them to show that they are great allies of Israel because of the people in the United States that wanted that.
Israel must exist and has a right to exist and is one of the great outposts of democracy in the world.
My Jewish brothers and sisters said to me amid anti-Semitism anywhere, we don't need your support. We have enough Jewish power to deal with this problem ourselves. I would still take a stand against anti-Semitism because it's wrong, it's unjust, and it's evil. If my Catholic brothers and sisters said to me, amid bigotry toward Catholics, we don't need your support in this because we have enough Catholic power to deal with it, I would still take a stand against bigotry toward Catholics because it is wrong, it is evil, and it is unjust.
This is going to crack you up. So it's Martin Luther King Day. The FBI put out this tweet. This MLK Day, the FBI honours one of the most prominent leaders of the civil rights movement and reaffirms its commitment to his legacy of fairness and equal justice for all, which then got slapped a community note, which is kind of a correction by the team at X, saying the FBI engaged in surveillance of King, attempted to discredit him and used manipulation tactics to influence him to stop organising. King's family believed the FBI was responsible for his death.
If until now they had pressure from the bottom to support Israel, now the pressure is to go against Israel from the youngsters. And for the first time in history, maybe the people of the United States and the administration of the United States are really aligned in that feeling